Sheilas and fellas, today we are pulling up to Microcenter with our own money to purchase one of the most hated gaming PC brands of all time by tech elitists, the Alienware Aurora ACT1250. Now on paper, the specs of this thing look amazing, featuring an RTX 5080, the Intel Core Ultra 9, 32GB of DDR5 RAM and 2TB of storage, all for $2,399. Now it sounds expensive, but it is by far the cheapest RTX 5080 gaming PC in all of Microcenter by about $100, and heck, we can get it for almost 300 United States sausages off as an open box PC, with the only issue being it has a weird cigar smell coming from the inside. What a deal! So here she is live in the flesh on the Microcenter floor, and I am not going to lie, mate, it is not a bad looking machine at all. It has a relatively small footprint, which I really like. It also has this nice ARGB strip on the side here, a bit of ventilation on the glass panel as well, but when I take a peek on the inside, I am already seeing some pretty major red flags, but screw it, mate. Let's go further into bankruptcy and get this home to Hank to see whether or not this thing is great value, or if we have once again been scammed by proprietary garbage and cheap components. Alright, cowboys and cowgirls, we are back in the studio. We've got the box propped up right here and we are ready to open her up and see what is going on. I did decide last minute to get it open box for 2,069 United States fish sticks, but this isn't the cigar smelling one, so she should be good, mate. Honestly, $2,069 for an RTX 5080 is pretty incredible value, considering the cheapest one online right now is $1,399. So if you want to see me case swap and flip this thing in a future episode, like the video and like the pinned comment down below. If that comment gets to 100 likes, I'll flip this bad boy for a profit. We just unfortunately didn't have enough time to attempt it in this video. But enough nonsense, mate. You aren't here to listen to Weenie Unk blabber on about this Alienware PC. Introducing the star of the show, Hank the Fat Glizzy. How you doing, buddy? Great stuff, you smooth brain. As we open up the box, we can see the PC is hiding in the back while the absolute garbage e-waste peripherals are protecting us from our ultimate prize. Behold, the world's cheapest mouse and keyboard. Now, the disgusting thing is, Dell hasn't even bothered to include gamified ARGB-laced peripherals to help us headshot noobs on Fortnite. Just their standard cheap plastic flimsy office keyboard and a mouse that not even a mother could love. Thanks, Dell, you bums. So back to the Glizzy and the PC, we still have the glass cover on, which is very tinted to likely hide the garbage components on the inside, and you can literally see my hand holding a piece of chicken so that he looks at the camera. What in the actual heck is wrong with us, mate? Now, the great thing is, even though it's open box, it still has the plastic cover on it and looks brand new, so if you were in the market for a PC and live close to a Microcenter, go with the open box option if they have it, mate. It will literally save you hundreds, and it's likely going to be brand new regardless. Now let's take the glass cover off so we could take a peek on the inside. They have this little screw and latch mechanism up here, and as we take it off, I have just vomited all over the studio. Look at this thing, mate. 2,400 spankers for something that looks like the inside of every Dell Office PC I have ever seen, with the only difference being they've slapped on a 240mm AAO with an alien head on it. Truly disgusting stuff, Dell. I don't know, what do you think, Hank?
Disgusting!
I am with you, mate. Now give me 2 firm handshakes so we can turn it on and see if the ARGB can save it. And there she is, mate. It starts off spewing rainbow ARGB puke, which we love, before settling on this light blue color, and Hank is so disgusted by the inside of it that he refuses to sit next to it. He is just awkwardly standing to the side. Calm down, you diva. Honestly, though, we are being a bit harsh on it. The PC is obviously not meant to have the glass side panel off, as it exposes all of the proprietary junk that sits on the inside. If we do examine it the way that it was intended with the glass panel on, it actually looks pretty snazzy, I'm not gonna lie. I do like this ARGB strip thing on the side here, especially when it's spewing rainbow ARGB puke. It's a nice design. You can also see a bit of ARGB on the rear exhaust fan and on the AAO as well. Now, they did make a weird choice not making the clearly visible 240mm AAO have ARGB fans either, likely because they are filthy corporate cheapskates trying to extract as much profit from the consumer. But they've clearly made up for it by making the push to start button an alien's head with with ARGB. I don't know, mate. Honestly, I don't hate it. I love how small and portable it is. It isn't heavy and can pretty much fit on any desk or anywhere. But let me know down in the comments, do you like the look of this thing or is it complete garbage? Alright, dude and dudettes, the time for looks maxing is over. It's time to tear apart this glorified office PC piece by piece, starting with the GPU. All we have to do is remove this one screw holding the sag bracket in, pull this piece up over here on the left, then flip this little switch to the left, pull up on the plastic piece, and behold, the most basic RTX 5070 Ti GPU that you will ever see. Now, you probably think that I am hating, but I secretly love this design. I just love the simplicity of it. It's not caked in branding, and the best part, the GeForce logo lights up in a nice white ARGB color. Now, this thing obviously isn't going to win the belle of the ball at the 57th annual Miss Bolivia competition, but the only important thing is, can it keep this baby cool? Nah, it's not awful. The highest it got to was around 73 degrees Celsius when we ran it under 100% load for 30 minutes, and the highest I saw it get to was around 72 degrees while pulling 300 watts in Battlefield 6. So the question is that good? Hell no, mate. This RTX 5070 Ti from ASUS, their Elegant Prime Edition, was able to keep the GPU under 60 degrees at 100% load. That card right there is the exact same 2-slot design with 3 fans, so great stuff, Dell. Yeah, filthy animals. Learn how to cool a GPU. But if you think that is bad, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Behold, 32 gigabytes of baby vomit green ARGB sticks with no heatsink. You have got to be kidding me, HP. A 2400 United States hamster top-of-the-line gamer PC with a see-through side panel, rocking naked RAM sticks that look like they were from the early 1800s? This is disgraceful. Now, to my surprise, these sticks are actually rated at 5,600 megatransfers per second. Now, are those speeds good? Absolutely not, mate. They are terrible. 6,000 is considered a good baseline speed for DDR5 RAM. But surprisingly, on their website and box, it was advertised that we were getting 5,200 megatransfers per second RAM, so I guess that's a win, right? Technically, yes, but theoretically, absolutely not, mate. Get this crap out of my sight. Next up, we have the M.2. It is this Gen 4 3500 NVMe SSD from Micron, and it's 2 terabytes. Now, it may look basic, but this is actually a very good drive. The read and write speeds are up to 7,000 megabytes per second, and it has very good reviews online. So thank the Lord, there is something half decent in this PC at least. So with the RAM and storage now reviewed, it's time to address the alien in the room, and it is this Alienware 240mm AAO. Now, given the small form factor of this PC case, 240mm is completely fine. Now, it would have been better if the alien head had ARGB, but heck, this thing only cost $2,400, right? So I'm clearly asking too much. In fact, even asking for the top fans to be ARGB is way too much of an ask, mate. How dare I? Now, is this cooler actually good? Well, going back to Battlefield 6, no, it's not. This thing is hitting 83 degrees at 50% utilization. Now, to be fair, it is pulling 175 watts, which is a lot of juice, so I can understand why it's a bit toasty, but I think a good AAO would keep it well under 80 degrees. And speaking of toasty, mate, look at some of Hank's headshots in this game. My God, that is a sweaty slinker. So going back to the PC, and once we take the AAO pump off, we reveal the hot boy underneath, and my God, mate, this thermal paste is literally caked onto this thing. You think it would be cooler than ice. Once we clean it off, I introduce to you the Intel Ultra 9 285K, 24 cores and 24 threads of pure horsepower, a beast for productivity, and honestly, it's not that bad for gaming, particularly at 1440p and 4K when you're not using as much CPU as you would be with the GPU. Unfortunately though, it is on a dead-end platform, so there is no room for upgrades, and it isn't quite as good as some of the Ryzen X3D line of CPUs for gaming. So if you're buying this thing for video editing, hell yeah, this thing is a beast, but if you're going to play 1080p Roblox, hell no, mate, go with an X3D chip. So while we have the AAO cooler off, we can finally introduce by far the worst part of this PC, which is surprising given the RAM that we pulled out of this thing. Good Lord. I am of course referring to this abomination of a motherboard. It is this piece of garbage proprietary nonsense. This thing is machined to save them on costs and not allow you any any upgradability whatsoever. You cannot take this board out and put it into any other case, and you cannot put a normal ATX or micro ATX motherboard into this case either. You are simply stuck. But wait, there's more. How about only 2 M.2 slots on your 2400 United States French fries PC? Pretty cool, huh? Well, it somehow gets even better. How about the worst rear I/O slot in existence with 4 total USBs and 2 USB-Cs? Pretty insane, right? Well, no, there's even more. How about insane proprietary cables hooking up the power supply to your motherboard so it can't be used in anything other than this monolithic turd burger? Speaking of power supplies, mate, let's turn this sucker around and go in through the back door and see what is going on. Now, in order for us to be allowed to do this, we have to give Hank pets with this prop hand we got off AliExpress for like $2.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, that's enough scritches, mate. Get out of here. It's time to remove the back cover and... Terrific stuff, HP. Like, what the F am I even looking at right now? They have made it practically impossible to check out the PSU without ripping this contraption off down the bottom at the front here and then tearing it out from the back. Honestly, I am not doing all of that, mate, because I don't even think I'd know how to hook up their dumbass proprietary cables when I'm done. But looking online, apparently it's a 1000 watt 80 plus platinum power supply. Yeah, and Hank is Superman, mate. Ain't nobody believing your nonsense, HP. Now let's throw some thermal paste on to hopefully cool down this horrifically hot i9 gaming CPU. Screw this awful cooler down little by little on each side until it's on nice and tight. Place the only decent component back into this thing, the 2TB M.2, and then place the ugliest RAM sticks I have ever seen into this atrocious 2DIMM motherboard. Once that is done, we finally shove the GPU back into the top PCIe socket, throw the SAG bracket back on, and then finally we can get this entire PC and go and throw it off a bridge. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about all the anger. I finally had a chance to breathe. Now, if you are a PC elitist virgin like me and Hank, of course you are going to hate this thing. Proprietary dog poop motherboards, crappy RAM, horrible inside aesthetics. But if you are simply looking to buy a PC and never plan on looking at the internal components, always want to keep this glass panel on and simply just want to use it for gaming or productivity, is it good value for 2,399 United States fish sticks? Surprisingly, given how bad the PC market is right now, I mean, yeah, I guess it's not bad. As I said before, I think it looks pretty cool from the outside, and I mean, if you can get it for $2,000 open box for a Microcenter, it's actually terrific value for an RTX 5080 gaming PC. And as much as I complain about this rig from a PC enthusiast and parts perspective, you can see when we are benchmarking this thing at 4K, it's running all games great. Heck, in Marvel Rivals, for example, we chose to play as Venom because I have the exact same body structure as him in terms of muscle, and I also have a parasite living inside of me controlling my every move. But using this Alienware PC, we got the MVP and literally had 26 eliminations and did not die once. So you tell me if this PC is good, because we are usually butt cheeks when it comes to this game. But to finish this video off, the only way to determine if this thing is worth $2,400 is to see if we can get a win on Fortnite in 4K. We are playing this thing on DirectX 12 performance mode settings, so everything low but epic view distance, and we are getting well over 200 FPS. Now, surprisingly, looking at the temperatures for the CPU and GPU, they were at least under 80 degrees for this 10-year-old game on the lowest graphics. What more could you ask for 2,400 spankers? But despite having no thumbs and playing on a controller, Hank the Sausage, playing as Hank Hill, just picked up his 9th elimination and is down to a 1v1. Now, can he clutch up and get the W? Of course he can't, mate. We got struck down this hill and got absolutely dominated. Here's straight buns, and we are now getting emoted on by an 8-year-old girl who has school at 7:30 in the morning. So is this PC ideal for gaming in 2026? Meh, not really, but the real question is, on May the 8th, 2026, can we actually build a better PC for under 2,400 United States anchovies using brand new parts? Let's find out. Given that we got this Alienware PC from Microcenter, Let's start out using their bundle deals. They have the Intel Core Ultra 9, 32GB of Crucial RAM, and a Z8 90GB motherboard, all for $800, which is a pretty incredible deal. If you wanted to buy all of this separately, it would likely cost close to $1,400, so either leave your friends, family, and loved ones behind and move close to a Microcenter, or kiss PC building goodbye. Next up, we have the GPU. Keep in mind the MSRP of the RTX 5080 is $1,000, so today we will be getting it for the low price of 1,270 United States ham and cheese sandwiches. My God, I am running out of breath at just how disgusted I am. I hate 2026. But wait, it gets even worse. I don't know what has happened in the last week with storage, but the cheapest 2TB drive I can find is $260 on Newegg. What the hell, LeBron James, is going on? They were $200 a few days ago. It's this Patriot P410. If you know of anything cheaper, let me know, but $260 for 2TB is disgusting, mate. Moving on to the case, and we have this H1 Hikson PC case. I don't know how to pronounce it, mate. It's $90 on Amazon. It's a fish tank that comes with 7 Infinity fans, so no brainer here. The cheapest AIO we can find is, of course, from Thermalright, $6-7 with an LCD screen on the pump. We will, of course, have to replace the fans with Infinity, though, so let's go with these Dark Rock fans for $15. It's a pack of 3, and they look fantastic. Last but not least, we are going with this Tier B 1000 watt 80 plus gold power supply from Rosewell for $96 to match up with Dell's supposed Platinum one. Yeah, okay, you liars, I believe ya. So we have the Glizzy on the right and the cost of all the PC components on the left. The real question is, did we manage to get under $2,400? Well, the answer, unfortunately, is absolutely not, mate. We weren't even close. 2,595 American Rock Flag and Eagle dollars for a do-it-yourself RTX 5080 PC build? Yeah, get out of town, mate. We got completely mogged by the Alienware PC. It's time for Hank to hang up his boots. He is done when it comes to PC building. If you want my final recommendation, considering we got this PC from Microcenter, do not buy it, mate. Spend the extra $100 and get this power spec one right here. Now get out of here, mate. Me and the Glizzy love ya. Goodbye.